Hello, welcome to Double Talk. I'm Mark Steffen, and as you can see, Michael Mandel is still on vacation. But joining me this week, I'm pleased to have Gwen Mintz.
Hi.
Gwen, thanks for sitting in for Michael.
No problem.
Glad you could make it. Now we want to remind everybody out there, excuse me, that one of our new sponsors, Here on Earth, is having a free hearing aid test going on right now, and all you have to do is tell them that you saw it here on Double Talk or mention my name, and the test is free. Otherwise, you'd pay $175 for it. So go in there, and they will give you free hearing aid batteries, and they'll check your ears and let you know if you have any sort of hearing loss. How's your hearing?
My hearing's really good.
What'd you say? Yeah, okay. But it frequently does tend to get worse with age, or if you're around lots of loud rock and roll music. Like I was at one point, weren't you at some point?
No.
You were never around loud music?
I like country and I like pop. Doesn't get too loud.
Well, okay. If you stand up next to the speakers sometimes when they're on stage, you can get hearing damage. And so stop into Here on Earth and get your free hearing test. Now, I want to point out to the Sun News something I do every time that they give me the opportunity, which is frequently, to show everybody that nobody there has any quality control, apparently. Here's Wednesday's paper with a political cartoon. Here's Thursday's paper with the exact same political cartoon. So I don't know what's going on over there at the Sun News. But they frequently do these things. And anyway, that's okay. We'll move on. And so a couple of weeks ago, they ran the same page of cartoons 2 days in a row. And this isn't the first time that they've run the same political cartoon 2 days in a row.
Why does it irk you so much?
Because they could be putting in another political cartoon, getting somebody else's point of view. Why duplicate yourself? What if they just show the same weather every day?
Yeah.
It's just poor quality. Sorry about that. Now, there's a wage increase that's been passed by the governor. It's the state official wage increase. It hasn't been passed. There hasn't been a new wage increase on the state level in over 10 years. So now it's up to $9 an hour. Many of the local towns, the larger towns, have their own minimum wage, like Las Cruces does in Santa Fe and Albuquerque. But for the towns that don't have that, they can rely on the state minimum wage, and which preempts the federal minimum wage.
So they're gonna get about like a $2
raise
an hour.
Yeah. Right now the federal is what, $2.25? Oh, I mean
$7. $7.25.
Yeah, unless you're a weight person.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's $3.
It's $3 plus tips that people sometimes don't give.
Yeah. So tips are supposed to bring you up to just minimum wage. It's a wonder anybody even does those kind of jobs in the state. Because people do not tip here that well. You ever been a waiter?
No, I've been a server.
Yes.
Yes, I have. Yes, and people do not tip. You can work really hard.
Yes, it is hard work. You're on your feet all day dealing with rude, hungry people. I feel sorry for them, really. And I don't think it's a job I'd want to do. I've never done it.
It can be fun.
If you're doing it in the right place.
If you're doing it for the money, and most people are, then it's not going to be very helpful because you're relying on someone else to pay your wages, and they can leave you a quarter. They can say no tip, or get another job. People write nasty things on receipts, and
there was a restaurant here in town. It's not there anymore. It's changed hands and changed its name. But there was a one-armed waitress there. She was the hardest working waitress in town. She had one arm. She carried the menus in one arm, and she was brilliant. I hope she's still there. I haven't been to the new restaurant. It was the Old Town restaurant. Now it's called Zia Cafe on the corner of Valley Drive and Avenida de Mesilla, where you can't get to it. So, anyway, there's a measles outbreak. Across the country, coast to coast, so far there's been at least 400 cases of verified measles. Now that's more than they had the entire year last year. And that's because, why?
That's because people aren't vaccinating their kids.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been debunked that it doesn't cause autism. And if there's religious reasons, then you're not loving your neighbor by not having your children vaccinated.
Right, because if your kids get measles, and they could pass it on to a youngster who's not old enough to be vaccinated yet.
Yes, or even a woman who doesn't yet know she's pregnant.
Yes, you give it to her, she gives it to her baby.
Yeah, and that child's gonna grow up with possible
birth defects.
Yes, vaccine.
Yeah.
So if it's for religious reasons, you really should think about the community as a whole that you live in and love your neighbor like your Bible says.
Yeah, and and vaccinate your kids. You know, we got our vaccinations the way we should. And we're pretty good, right? Nothing happened to us, right?
No, nothing happened to me. I got no diseases.
Okay, and my autism hardly shows at all. So I have no complaints.
You're wrong.
Well, then what is it? What can I blame it on? So now, have you ever been to the Trinity site?
No, but I remember watching, I think it was Fat Man and Little Boy? The boy with the Paul Newman movie?
Yes.
And I always wanted to go up to see it, but I haven't yet ever to go.
It's open twice a year.
Right.
And it's open this weekend, Saturday, and I've been there. In fact, I was there with Keith Wilson and some others. Keith read poetry on the site.
Wow.
And it's an interesting place to go. It's historic, and you can go to where there's a monument there on Ground Zero, where the tower stood that held the bomb, and I think this is at the road site where you turn in on the highway to go down there. It's a 10-mile drive from. You go up Interstate 25. You turn right at San Antonio. You take that road a ways till you get to the sign that says Stallion Gate. You go in the Stallion Gate and drive south about 10 miles. And you can go to the farmhouse where they assembled the bomb the day before. And then they took it over the next morning and hoisted it up on the tower and set it off just as the sun was coming up. People in the area said they saw the sunrise twice that morning.
My daughter just finished a study abroad, and she was in Japan. And she went to the monument they have.
Hiroshima.
Yes, and she says there's clocks there, and they're set at 11:02 because that's when everything stopped.
And there's going to be people picketing. The downwinders will be picketing. These are the people, relatives of the people who, by living downwind of the fallout from the blast, received cancer, thyroid cancer, blood cancer, and various forms of cancers, and many of them died from them. These are their children and grandchildren who are still trying to get some recompense from the government. And so far they've been ignored pretty much for all these years. And it looks like something may be in the works to give them a little something to help pay for their diseases, basically.
I don't know. My people were promised 40 acres and a mule.
That's right.
We're still waiting on it.
Still waiting on that.
We're still waiting on it.
You're not holding your breath, are you?
No.
No, neither should the downwinders.
No.
That's right. But I recommend a trip to the Trinity site. You wouldn't want to spend a lot of time there. There are still pieces of trinitite on the ground you can find. Trinitite is where the sand fused together in the hot heat, forming a new element that never before existed. And there's still pieces of it around. They advise you not to pick any of it up and take it home because it still is slightly radioactive. And so that's going on this Saturday, and then there will be another open house at Trinity site in October. It might be better to go then. It might not be quite as warm. Now, the county, in their wisdom, is offering free mosquito-eating fish. If you have a pond in your backyard or a stock tank or something like that where mosquitoes can breed,
yes,
those fish will eat those larvae. They can eat 5 times their weight a day in larvae, and 5 to 8 fish can clear out half an acre worth of mosquitoes in a very short amount of time. So if you have some sort of a place, or if you want to get rid of mosquitoes, I have them where I live because there's irrigation nearby, and they're attracted by the water.
Yep.
And we just have them anyway. And I may just get some tank and put water in it and then get the fish, because the mosquitoes will then be attracted to the water tank, and the fish can eat the mosquitoes. That's my
And you
plan.
won't get that.
I won't get the mosquito bites.
Yeah.
I won't get malaria,
Or
East Nile virus,
Yes.
or West Nile virus, or anything else they have.
Yeah. But
Or-
mostly not the bites.
Or autism. Flying autism. You can get them from mosquitoes, I understand. But, yeah, so
You're still wrong.
you can get these, they're called gambusha fish. And you can get them at the county minnow pond. I didn't know we had a county minnow pond. But we do. It's at 4605 Picacho. And you can only get them on Tuesday from 8 to 10 in the morning. That's it. So you've got a very brief window to go there every Tuesday.
Until when? Do you know?
8 to 10, I think probably all summer.
All summer.
Yeah, you can call the county vector control and ask them, just look it up in the phone book or your device, county vector control, and they'll tell you. But otherwise, it's at 4605 West Picacho. Now, on this show, we do a lot of
Drinking.
food and drink is our favorite topic. Now, we don't do a lot of drinking. We do the same sampling and tasting.
Exactly.
Okay, there's a difference.
There's a difference.
Yes. The drinking goes on afterwards. Because you got to finish it off. So we always like to talk about restaurants, new restaurants opening, new bars opening. There is a new one in town, opened this past week, called the Broken Spoke Tap House. And it's part of the new City Amador complex, and where there will be 3 bars and grills, boys and girls. And this one opened the first, the Broken Spoke Tap House. They have 62 taps of beer on hand. And they're open from 11 to 11, Monday through Friday, and 11 to 12 at night on Saturdays. I haven't been there yet.
No, but can we just say rest in peace, My Brother's Place and Margarita Mondays?
Yes, my brother's. It's on the very same site as My Brother's Place. Now you have the Amador Complex. You have the Visit Las Cruces office,
Yes.
which used to be called Convention and Visitors Bureau. They are there, and so it may be an improvement. I guess they bought the liquor license from My Brother's Place. Our tax dollars at work, buying liquor licenses.
Right, and selling liquor like it's
Yeah.
that's where the money is.
And now, building permit fees, they're going up.
A lot.
Are you in construction? Have you ever done any construction
Nope.
work?
Nope, no construction work.
Well, if you have anything that you need to do, anything around the house that might require a building permit, if you're going to knock out a wall or build a wall, you have to get a building permit to do that. And so you have to go down to the county office and get your building permit. Well, starting the 1st of May, they're going up 24%.
24%.
It's quite a bit.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah. So I would say if you're going to start building anything soon, don't wait. Get your building permit now, and get to work on building whatever you're going to build. They charge you by the square foot of what you're building or intend to build. So if you're building a 10,000 square foot house, a 24% increase in that fee could be expensive. So we're going to take a break right now, and when we come back, Gwen and I will discuss what we have left to discuss.
Yes.
Oh. One of the bangs right here. I just want to know. Is it real? Is it real? Is it something I can feel? Is it real? Is it real? Is it something I can feel? Tell me, is it real? Is it real? Is it something I can feel? Is it real? Is it real? Is it something I can feel?
Call Mark Goldstein, the Safe Money Guy, at 575-556-2472, to learn about innovative strategies now available to help you grow, protect, and preserve your money and financial future, regardless of market conditions.
Hi, welcome to Okazuri.
It's our happy hour sushi fest. We placed our top sushi rolls on special from $4 to $6. And our ice cold draft beer is only $2.50. Have a California roll, banderito roll, Sit at the floating sushi bar and the kids eat for only $2. From 2 to 5, Monday through Thursday, located on University in the Pan Am Plaza. It's our Happy Hour Sushi Fest.
Horizon Granite is here.
It's here! Horizon Granite is here. We'll come to you to customize your kitchen and bathroom with beautiful countertops and cabinets. Find out more at horizongranite.com. Call us at 575-650-3180.
Horizon Granite is here.
It's here!
Make yourself a beautiful home.
Come to Tacos El Borrego de Oro in Las Cruces. We are celebrating $1 Taco Tuesdays. Come enjoy authentic Mexican food for the whole family. Bring the family to Tacos El Borrego for $1 Taco Tuesday and Flauta Thursdays.
There you go.
So great, you do all these different gears you're like playing.
Okay.
Nice.
Guys, not all. But...
We are back. This is Double Talk. Mark Steffen alongside Gwen Mintz. Gwen, just for the viewers' sake, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm a writer. I met you through some acting that I used to do. I teach at the community college. I teach writing and freshman comp.
And you also delve in as a writer yourself.
Yes, I have 2 fiction chapbooks published, and I started writing plays, and I just had one in the festival.
The one at Play Festival? Yeah.
Last month.
I saw that one.
Downtown.
Yeah, and you had one there last year, didn't you?
Yes, I did. I had one there last year, too.
Yep. And so what does the future hold for you?
Well, I'm working on a full-length play about the prison and black men going to prison. I'm working on a novel because an agent contacted me because I won an award, and she wanted to know if I needed representation. I need a book. That's what I need. And then I'm going to contact her, and that's what I'm doing. Go back to teaching in the fall.
You from here?
I am from here, born in White Sands.
How many years did you live out there?
We never lived out there. I was just born out there. I grew up in Las Cruces.
Okay, but you were born in the clinic.
I was born
there.
in, yes.
Yeah. I
My
used to
dad
go out
was
there a
in the
lot.
military.
My dad was in the service out there too. He retired from the Army after 20 years, then did another 20 years of civil service.
Did you live on the
Never.
military base? No.
We just went out there for
groceries and the PX.
Groceries, PX, medical issues, what have you.
Yes.
Allergy shots.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I haven't been to White Sands now in some years. It's harder to get on these days.
Lots harder to get on.
Yeah, so who needs that? Now, ever been to the roller derby?
No.
Now, this is ladies roller derby, if you want to call them ladies. They're women. Some of them pretty hardcore. And we have 2 teams here in Las Cruces, and they battle it out on a regular basis. Well, they're going to be doing it again tonight over outdoors this time at the Mearshite Recreational Center. And the 2 teams going at it are going to be the Spitfire Sallies versus the Reguladies. And each one of them, the skaters has their own name, you know, their skater name. You know, like one of them's called Smack-a-Ho. That's my favorite.
I know. I bet that would be your favorite one.
And so there's a lot of good action. It's only $7 in advance, $10 at the door. Should be a whole lot of fun. Tonight, roller derby.
Roller derby.
Yeah. Now the Space Fest starts, and that's going on here for the next 10 days, really. And all kinds of space events. There's going to be an astronaut talking at the Rio Grande Theater. There's going to be all kinds of events. Some at the spaceport. It's going to be open house at the spaceport. There will be events in Truth or Consequences, but most of them are going to be centered here in Las Cruces. Many of them on the plaza. And there will be also screenings of space-related films, free of charge. They're going to be showing Apollo 13, Contact, and 2001 Space Odyssey.
So, over 10 years ago, they started that.
Yeah.
Are there any closer to, because I remember being excited thinking, wow, people are going to be able to go into space. Are they any closer?
You mean the spaceport?
The spaceport, getting people up
They are getting closer. Well, it's going to pretty much all depends on Richard Branson and Virgin Galactic, because they're the ones who have the big lease on the place, and we're pretty much waiting on them. Now, rockets are getting fired off out there, and if you go to the open house, you will see some small rockets going off. And they also have one of the longest runways in the West there now, so big planes can land there, and they will be. And so I haven't been out there yet. It's an interesting architectural site, and they finally got the road paved from Las Cruces. You get off the road I think at the Upham exit. They now have a paved road there. In the past, you had to drive all the way to your scene and come back down.
Come back down. Wow.
And there was a road. It was a dirt washboard road. Nobody wanted to take that, but now it's paved. In fact, the road goes right over the Camino Real, the original Kings Highway. And so if I plan on going out to the open house, if you see me there, come on up and say hello.
Can I go with you?
Sure.
Okay.
Suppose you could. Now you have to call in and register. They have to know everybody who's coming.
Okay.
That's the problem. I haven't done that yet. Hope it's not too late.
Okay.
But if you want
Then
to
I
go
won't be
along,
able to go with you if you. If it's too late.
if it's too late, then
It's too
you're
late,
out of
I can't
luck.
go.
But there'll be more open houses, I'm sure. But anyway, the 2001 Space Odyssey, that's free for anybody who wants to go see it. I just finished reading a book on the making of that movie. From before they started writing the book, Stanley Kubrick and Arthur C. Clarke, they wrote the book together. Then they wrote the screenplay based on the book. But the book has a little more detail. The movie is a little more mysterious, and it leaves questions more open for you. And so if there's things you don't understand about the movie when you watch it, I recommend what Arthur C. Clarke recommended. He said, read the book, watch the movie, and repeat the dose as often as necessary. So yeah, it is an amazing movie. Especially when you look at the special effects they were able to achieve back in late 60s, 1967, 66. They filmed it in England, there at the film studios in London. So that's going on next week. And so then, this weekend, Sunday, we have the Jewish Food and Folk Festival at Temple Bethel. Have you ever been over there?
No.
Yeah, Sunday there you can get all kinds of Jewish food, and they have folk dancing. They have all kinds of things going on, redolent to the Jewish religion. They have pastrami sandwiches. They have falafels, kugels, all kinds of Jewish delicacies.
Only my last name is Jewish.
Oh, is it?
Yes. Only my last
Well, then it's you got me, Tom. So you're bound to see somebody you know from Las Cruces when you go there. I always do. And the food, you get to eat food that you wouldn't probably otherwise eat. And it's just a cool time.
Yeah.
And take the kids. It's not that expensive. The foods, they don't try to overcharge you on the food and stuff. And that's one more thing to do in Las Cruces coming up this Sunday. Now another thing coming up is Vitaly the Illusionist.
The Illusionist.
Yeah, he's going to be at the Rio Grande Theater next week. And I love illusionists. They're like magicians, only
I was going to ask you
illusions.
that. I was going to ask you how is an illusionist different than a magician?
They're kind of the same thing, but I think an illusionist is more interested in, they don't say a lot. It's more of a visual art. Well, I guess all magic is a visual art, isn't it? How can it not be? We should ask an illusionist why they call themselves illusionists.
Yeah.
And
How
not
come you're not a
magicians.
magician?
They are magicians.
Yes. They're an advanced musician. Magician.
Like Penn and Teller, they're magicians, but they're illusionists too. They can do it all. Like David Copperfield. Well, he's an illusionist, but he's also a magician. I saw Copperfield here a few years ago at the Pan Am Center. He made a car disappear. I don't know how he did it. On stage.
He can't tell you the secrets.
No, he can't. You have to kill me. But that's
Wait
going
a
on.
minute. Maybe we should.
Well, maybe you
Tell
should tell
Mark how you do it.
tell him, and then kill him, please. That's the only way to cure his autism. Now the Vitali, that's at 6 o'clock. That's an early show Sunday. So that way you're in and out early.
And the price?
It's $25.
$25.
That's cheaper than Vegas. Yeah, absolutely. Now the city of Las Cruces has a classic film festival, and they show one classic film a month. And this month they're going to be showing Alfred Hitchcock's Rear Window, starring Jimmy Stewart.
Oh, the best.
That's an interesting film. In fact, it was remade in the 80s or early 90s. Christopher Reeve remade it. So
I remember that.
He was already in a wheelchair. So he was the guy, and he directed it too, from his wheelchair. That was a made-for-TV movie. But the Alfred Hitchcock version is the one they're showing this month. And at every screening, somebody who claims to know something about the film gets up and introduces it first, gives you a little bit of background information on it. And I'm one of those people that claim to know something about the films I'm introducing. I'm doing 4 or 5 of them this year. And on my screenings, I ask people if they'd like to come down afterwards. If they have more questions after they've seen the film, they're welcome to come on down front, and we'll just sit around and have a little discussion about it, answer some questions if I have the answers. And that's always kind of fun. Coming up in future weeks, we're going to have Citizen Kane, On the Waterfront, The Maltese Falcon, many, many more. Go to the city's website, the Rio Grande Theater's website, and you'll see all the films lined up there for your viewing pleasure.
Lots of great classic movies.
Absolutely. Now, before we get out of here, we want to mention Manolo's. They're one of our food sponsors. And don't forget to stop by Manolo's, one of the best cafes in Las Cruces. They're open at 7 in the morning, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And look at the 3 Deuces breakfast. You get 2 pancakes, 2 bacons, and 2 eggs for $2.99.
For $2.99.
You can't beat that.
Can't beat that.
That's right. And right there on Loman, 605 North Loman. And for happy hour, Monday through Thursday, Okazuri. That's a good deal. You can get a California roll, $4. That's like half price. $5 for the American roll and several others. They've got all these great Japanese favorites. Their orange chicken is to die for. And the beers are real cheap there too. $2.50 for a draft beer. And that's one of the best deals in town. Soft drinks for $1. I hate to tell people about it because then everybody will go there and it'll be crowded. But that's the whole idea of advertising. So our time's up.
Oh, Mark, it was a lot of fun.
Gwen, thanks for sitting in. I appreciate it.
No problem.
And maybe you'll do it again?
Maybe I'll do it again.
It was painless, right?
Yeah, it was. It was fun.
Okay, good. Well, thank you out there for joining us, and we'll see you next time right here on Double Talk.
Bye.
Good job.